Hey guys, welcome to the Chef T video. Today we're going to be making crepe cake, which is a bunch of layers of crepes with chocolate in between each layer and a chocolate glaze to cover it all up. So to begin with, you have to make the crepes. So I have a pinch of salt in my hand. We would need a spoonful of oil, 4 eggs, a little over 4 cups of milk, and 4 cups of flour. And then for the glaze and the sauce, we need 1 3/4 plaques of chocolate and a cup of heavy whipping cream. So to get started with the crepes, we're going to crack all 4 eggs into the flour, and then we're gonna put in the salt as well as the oil, and then we're gonna mix it all up. And then once that's all done, we're gonna pour in the milk little by little and mix it slightly until we have a liquid batter. So here we go. I have the salt, I'll put it in, and now with each egg, we're gonna crack each egg in. Now we're gonna add in about the equivalent of a spoonful of oil. Okay, so there we go. Now we will start mixing. So we've got this mixer. I will pour in a little bit of milk and then just get started. So make sure to pour it in little by little. Now that I'm done mixing and there's no more lumps and the mixture is nice and liquid, we're going to put it in the fridge and let it rest for an hour. Now that I've let the batter rest in the fridge for an hour, I've gotten a little bit of butter and it's time to start cooking. So I'll put the butter on the pan and turn on the stove to about medium heat. So I'll let that grease the pan. And make sure to get it around the edges because those are the parts that are going to stick the most. Okay, now that that's melted, we've got our batter here. We'll take a ladle and take a ladle full of batter and then pour it onto the pan and get it nice and across all the parts of the pan. And see if you have a little hole, you can just add in a bit more batter. So it's normal if bubbles are forming on the top. On the contrary, that's what you want. And now that the top is drying out, we can start to unstick the edges, and they should come off like so. And boom, we have a nice cut. So don't just cook it to preference. If you like it less cooked, it doesn't really take. Personally, I like it quite cooked, as you can see here. So I'll take it off about now. And boom. And just continue the process. So we've now finished, and I have about 15 crepes here. I'm now going to take my chocolate and break it into little pieces into a bowl. Now that that's done, we're going to take this pot, pour the heavy cream inside, and set it to boil. Make sure to stir a little so that the heavy cream doesn't stick or cook to the pot. Okay, now that it's beginning to rise, we can turn off the heat and pour it onto the chocolate. So now we have to mix the chocolate in and get it to melt. So we want the chocolate to melt with the heat of the cream and mix it in to have a creamy mixture. Now that the mixture is nice and creamy, we'll let it cool a little bit so it's not too hot. So now that this has cooled for about 10 minutes, we're gonna mix it up with an electric mixer to get it a little fluffier. And now for the assembly. We'll take one off the stack. Boom. Just take a little bit of this and spread it on. Make sure not to put too much because then you'll run out. And there we have it, here's our crepe cake. So we're gonna let it rest in the fridge for a little bit so that the glaze can harden, and then we'll be ready to serve. And now we'll put raspberries on top to decorate. In the world of gastronomy, of which I consider myself a part, many of my colleagues use this technique to sprinkle sugar onto a cake. There we go. And our beautiful crepe cake. And here we have it. Mm.